What's going on, guys? It's your boy Zero Capital bringing you some domination gameplay on the map WMD using the Commando with the dual mag, and I'm also playing Ground War, which means that this is probably an older gameplay. Look at this Claymore right here, man. What the hell? How did he get there so fast? Probably a combination of lightweight and marathon, but today's commentary is going to be about something that is kind of, I don't know, a story dear to my heart, I suppose. That sounds kind of lame, but a lot of people say the eyes are the windows to the soul, and I agree to that, but I also agree that stories from your past or your past experiences are also some things that can shape you as a person. They're also windows to, you know, who you are or what you are. So I'm going to give you guys a story that I struggled with. How do I tell this story? But I'm just going to get into it, and hopefully it turns out for the best. So just to give you guys a background, this story is about a friend that I used to have a couple years ago, and this guy, I knew him since late middle school, and you know, we've known each other forever. We used to be pretty good friends, and if I ever had a best friend that was male, this guy would probably be it, I suppose. We did everything together, you know, we hung out all the time, our families were really good friends. We played soccer together, won a championship together. We played video games together, you know, we had the same group of mutual friends, like similar music, you know. It was cool. He had the same interests as me, which is really important when you're with someone all the time or you hang out with someone all the time. So this one game we played, it was called Ultima Online, which is a really awesome MMO, or you know, if you play World of Warcraft or EverQuest or anything like that, you probably know what MMO is. But this MMO is one of the first, and it was made by a genius called Ralph Koster, the guy who's behind EverQuest and a couple other games. He has his website. I'll put the link in the description so you can check it out for yourself. But he talks about like how to make games, and I read all the time, and he's just an awesome guy. So we used to play this game together, and we had so much fun. I don't think I've ever had more fun in a video game. Like, this game is not like games of these days where they hold your hand and they're like, okay, we can't make it too hard for the player. Like, this game was, you know, the hardcore shit. If you got killed outside of town, you would lose all your gear, like everything you worked for. So I really enjoyed it. It was super awesome. Anyways, though, my friend, I'm going to call him John, obviously not his real name, he was a better student than me. I would even go to say that he was smarter than me. And we scored around the same amount on the SATs, but he did better in high school, so he had better grades. And he got into this school, some of you might know it, University of Pennsylvania, aka UPenn Ivy League. And when I heard he got into that, I was really happy for him, because, you know, obviously you should be happy for your friends when things go well for them. I was a little sad that we wouldn't be too close to each other, but I told him I'd visit him. And he went off to school, and I didn't hear from him for a little bit of time, but when I did talk to him, he was really depressed. So I was like, dude, what's wrong, man? Let me come visit you, we'll work it out. And so I went to visit him, and I stayed with him for about a week, and we had a good time, but he was drinking like every night, man. I've never seen him like this before. He's not the kind of guy to be kind of like an alkie, and he even had like a stash of liquor like in his room that he just drank by himself. Like, it's, you know, it's a problem. And look at this host migration there. You know it's a problem when you're drinking by yourself, and he would always do that. We actually invented this thing. I honestly think we were the first ones to do this. It was called e-drinking. Like, he had a webcam on his computer, and I had a webcam on mine, so he couldn't find people to drink with, so I would drink with him over the internet. I know it sounds super lame, but he was my friend, and he needed someone to drink with, and I was really far away, like over 400 miles away, so how else could I drink with him, really? So it got really bad after I left. Like I said, he was drinking all the time, and it got to the point where he was going to a party, and UPenn's in Pennsylvania, so there's actually a bridge that leads to Camden, New Jersey, which is a really bad area. It's probably one of the highest crime areas in the United States. So he was coming home from a party somewhere around there, and he was so drunk that he just decided to lay down under a bridge by this vent in the ground. And he laid down there, well, he told me he laid down there because it was warm. But he could have like gotten killed, he could have gotten mugged, he could have gotten kidnapped, he could have gotten seriously fucked up. And when you're laying down and sleeping at vents in the middle of nowhere, you know you have a problem. So what happened is this kid that also went to UPenn found him. And he was like, dude, are you okay? And thank God for that guy, you know. If I just saw some random dude laying in the street, I probably would just keep walking. But he found him, carried him back to the dorms, and he was fine. And later on, the kid actually ran into him and was like to all my friend, or to my friend and also to his friends, hey dudes, it's the guy I saved from the grate in the middle of the street. And of course my friend is really embarrassed, but you know, it's true and it kind of makes for a good story. So I knew that I had to do something. I was like, hey dude, you know, why don't you come and transfer to my school? It wasn't as good of a school as his, but it's still top 50, so it wasn't too bad. And he decided to come there because he was always bitching about how, oh man, these UPenn kids, they're all stuck up, they're like rich bastards. None of our friends, you know, mutual friends that is, are like that. We're down to earth, you know, normal dudes. And so he decided to transfer, and he did. And he actually got to the room that we're rooming in first. And he set it up, you know, like I said in the previous commentary about your orientation week, it's really important. So I was telling him, dude, like, go everywhere, go to parties, meet people, whatever. So he set up the room before I got there, since he had sophomore credits, but he was still technically a freshman, being that he had never been to the school. So I get there, you know, we have some good times, and this is kind of like a weird way for me to say this, but never live with your friends, because it really ruins your relationships. And I was like kind of mad that he set up the room this way, because he like took up the entire room. And the room wasn't small, but it wasn't big. And the resentment from all sorts of stuff, it just built up to a point where like we couldn't be friends anymore. And our room was also ruined, but our friendship as well as our room was ruined because of this resentment. So that's why I'm saying don't ever room with your friends. Like, we kind of just went our different ways. Like, I had my friends who were, you know, sophomores or juniors or seniors or whatever, and he had his friends who were mostly freshmen, because that's the people he met. And he used to hang out with some weird fucking freshmen. These freshmen always throw up, so like I would like just kick them out the room and they'd throw up in the hall, and then I had to clean it up because the people that lived in my hall, they're kind of bastards. If you checked out my previous commentary where I was talking about dorm room pranks and I like stuck a frozen disc of Yellow Doom where I pissed in the frisbee, yeah, that's why I did that, because those people were bastards. Really didn't like them. But my friend also had like some weird shit that he would do. He would get a girl to come to the room, and he would like never write anything on the whiteboard outside or hang anything on the door, but he did it in like a weird order. Like, they would sleep first and then they would fuck at 6 in the morning, and that's usually the time I stumbled home, you know. So I would like kind of just stumble in and they'd be fucking. I'd be like, holy shit, dude, I'm not even here from like 10 o'clock till 6 o'clock, and you have so much time, and can't you just fuck then? Because like, you know, if a dude's fucking, you don't want to be there. I would have to like wait in the fucking, I would either have to find somewhere else to sleep, which sometimes I was able to do, or just kind of like hang around until he was done. And he was like kind of the nice guy where he wouldn't kick the girl out. I was like, dude, if you're gonna do that, just fucking go to their room, man. At least you don't have to change your sheets and shit. Anyways though, this commentary is coming to a close. We win this game by quite a bit, actually. I end up going 57-5 with some caps, with some defends. A relatively decent game, but don't expect too much ground war, because I usually can't find games where I get a good connection. Anyways, if you enjoyed this commentary, you should like and favorite. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more. Peace out.